A motion to reconvene into open session.
I'll make the motion, Your Honor.
Got a motion by Curry, second by Hosty. Discussion. Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Commissioner Hoskins?
Aye.
Commissioner Curry?
Aye.
Commissioner Hosty?
Aye.
Commissioner Tillalian?
Aye.
Mayor Calderones?
Aye. Thank you. At this time, I'll entertain a motion on an appointment to the position of village administrator.
Your Honor,
Commissioner Hosty.
I hereby move to appoint the following individual to fill the village administrator position. Just did that for effect. Timothy Gillian.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second, Your Honor.
Got a motion and a second. We will move on to discussion.
Mayor,
Commissioner Tillalian.
it's a shame that we go through this 8-month process and identify very professional candidates for this position. Qualified individuals, experienced individuals, people with degrees in public administration, University of Chicago graduates. We really were fortunate to have the qualified candidates come forth. One of them is here tonight. We had a number of very qualified individuals, and I guess the problem with government in general is that it's not easy for the average citizen to see the metrics of what a poorly run village is like versus a well-run village. We had an opportunity to hire a professional administrator, a professional person to look after the affairs of our village, and instead we chose a very likable, long-term resident, one of your friends, one of the people that's been in part of your political career. Obviously, I have nothing against Tim as far as that goes, but if we want to hire friends for our businesses, we ought to do it outside of the village. And it's unfortunate that the public cannot see what we lose when we do this. We don't have, the metrics are not in place. They won't easily translate into, yes, we could have another police car on the force as opposed to, or another policeman, or the efficiencies are not easy for people to recognize. And I just hope that they understand that this government, our village government, is not a private club where we hire our friends for positions, and that there are professionals out there that can make our village better, can make our village more efficient, can give us more officers on the street, and better streets, and better sidewalks, and better services. But it's not something you can put your finger on, so that's why we get decisions like this. And that's also one of the problems we have when we don't have truly independent people on the council. We get decisions like this, and it's very unfortunate. We could have had a true professional working at the Village of Forest Park, and instead we have an ex-commissioner who served as a commissioner well, but is not qualified to be village administrator.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Your Honor,
Commissioner Hosty.
I'd like to welcome the idea of Tim Gillian as a village administrator. I've known him for a number of years, worked with him for a number of years, known his professionalism. I've known him outside the village, and I think we are gaining a great asset through him. Unfortunately, some people claim that they're the only independents in the village, make decisions about people before interviews even to start. I believe someone would have voted for anybody had they not had the last name Gillian for a commissioner or for a village administrator, and that's being underplayed until this moment by using the word independent. I think they've never considered this candidate at any point during the program of looking for a new village administrator, and that's unfortunate. And I have every hope and belief that they'll be proven incorrect once we get Mr. Gillian on board and move forward as a village.
Mayor, if I may.
Hold on, Commissioner. I'm going to give others the opportunity to speak first. Any other discussion?
Mayor,
Commissioner Curry.
I would like to speak to the approximate 30 other applicants and thank them for applying for the job, especially those who received an interview from us on the hiring committee, and then those who interviewed once or twice, I guess, with us when we had the final 4 candidates that we interviewed as a whole village council. I think everyone we interviewed, or the final 4, they were all very well qualified, and I appreciate them taking time out of their day to meet with us, offer us their services. It was a great experience, and I do look forward to Mr. Gillian leading our village. Thank you, Mayor.
Any further discussion?
Mayor,
Commissioner Haskins?
I think that Tim Gillian will do a good job as village administrator. However, and let me just add to that I like Tim. I think he's a good guy. And in terms of, honestly evaluating qualifications of all these candidates, I took a good look at Tim. And I know that he certainly knows the village of Forest Park. I know that he has a lot of love for the village of Forest Park. I know he was involved in Main Street. He was involved in planning some of the improvements that have taken place over the last 10 years, maybe more than 10 years. However, there were more qualified applicants. I think that we have gotten to a point, we've come a long way, and I don't think that good has to outweigh potential for great. So I think that's a prelude to my vote, and I'll leave it there, Mayor.
Okay, Commissioner Tallalian, I'll come back here.
Yeah, Mayor, I'd like to respond to Commissioner Hoskey's comments about not considering Tim. I'll venture to guess that I'm probably the only person that contacted one of his references on this council, but I did consider Tim. I sat across in the audience, probably witnessed 75% of the council meetings. I saw Tim as a council member in the previous council. I saw him rarely disagree with the mayor. I saw him be the commissioner of accounts and finance when we were forced to lay off a group of people, and got ourselves into a financial difficulty. I'm very aware what Tim was like in terms of how he was on this board, positive and negative, and I did consider him. But the simple matter is that he's not qualified to be a village administrator. He would not get a job in any other village in the state because he's purely and simply not qualified to be village administrator.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, are you ready to call the roll?
I'm ready. Commissioner Haskins?
No?
Commissioner Curry?
Aye.
Commissioner Hosty?
Aye.
Commissioner Tallalian?
No.
Mayor Calderon?
Aye. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, Your Honor.
Motion by Hosty, second by Curry. Discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Commissioner Haskins? Commissioner Curry?
Aye.
Commissioner Hosty?
Aye.
Commissioner Tallalian?
Aye.
Mayor Calderon?
Aye, we stand adjourned.
Sorry about that.